Miss Ashlynn, you are going to be excited because we are moving on to some new information in our math class. So I know that you will be very excited about that. So I want to explain a few things to you. So go ahead and look up here at my board. So on my board, I drew a circle. I divided it into, pretend they're equal shapes. They're not really equal, but pretend they are, into 4 equal shapes. And I colored, well, I'm supposed to have 3 of those colored in. I colored in 3 of those parts. So you know this well, that is 3/4 of the shape colored in. So that makes this a proper fraction. You said, well, you may ask me, well, what exactly makes that a proper fraction? It's a proper fraction because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So that makes it a proper fraction. Anytime you have your numerator smaller than your denominator, then you have a proper fraction, okay? But now there are fractions that are not proper, if you can imagine that, where their numerator is not smaller than their denominator. So let's look at this fraction. Here, I had 4 parts, so that's my denominator, and all 4 parts are colored in, so that is my numerator. Is my numerator smaller than my denominator? It is not. So this can no longer be a proper fraction, but now it is called improper. It is an improper fraction. Okay, so anytime your numerator and denominator are the same, that fraction is improper. That fraction also equals what? What does it equal? It equals 1, whether it's 5/5 or 6/6 or 100/100ths. No matter what it is, those all just equal 1 because you have that many parts and all of those parts were colored in, so that makes it 1. But it is an improper fraction. Okay, so go ahead and look at the next ones I have here. Here I had 2 circles, and each circle was divided into 3 parts. Okay, on my first circle, I colored in all 3 parts. On my second circle, I only colored in 1 of those parts. So my denominator for this fraction, if I'm putting these together, my denominator would be 3. Because that's how many parts that each shape is divided into, okay? My numerator is how many parts are colored. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts colored, so that is my numerator. Is my numerator smaller than my denominator? No, it is not. So that makes this fraction an improper fraction. Anytime that your numerator is larger than your denominator, it is an improper fraction. Okay, so that is what we're doing today. So go ahead and get out your math book and open your math book to page 119. I think this will be fun for you because it's getting away from those least greatest common factors for just a minute and all the factors, okay? So look at section 1. It says complete this chart. So let's look at our illustration there. Our illustration, we have 2 circles. Now the circles are divided into 4 parts. But before we look at that, let's see how many parts are colored in of those 4 circles. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So under the word numerator in the chart, you're going to write the word 7 because there are 7 parts that are colored in. And then it asks us for the denominator. We're going to figure out the denominator by looking at the shapes and seeing how many parts were both of those shapes divided into? They were divided into 4. So 4 will be our denominator. And then we write our fraction, the numerator over the denominator, 7/4. And that is definitely an improper fraction. So they wrote improper under the box that says proper or improper. Did you follow along on the chart? So under numerator, it should say 7. Under denominator, 4. Then where it says where you write the fraction, you write 7/4. And then it says improper because that is an improper fraction. Look at our next shape. It is a circle. The numerator is the colored in parts. How many parts are colored in? It's 1. That will be our numerator. Write 1 under the numerator box. How many parts are there all together? 3. So that will be our denominator. Write that under the denominator box. Our fraction will be 1 over 3. And is that fraction proper or improper? It's proper because our numerator is smaller than our denominator. Look at our next shape. We have a circle. Our numerator is how many numbers are, or how many spaces are colored in that circle. How many spaces are colored in? It is 8. Very good. That circle is under our denominator. That circle is divided into how many parts? 8. Very good. So our fraction will be numerator over denominator, 8 over 8. Is our numerator smaller than our denominator? It is not. So that means that is an improper fraction. 8/8 is improper. Look at our next illustration there. We have 2 circles again. How many parts are colored in? 3. That goes under the numerator box. How many parts are those circles divided into? Each circle is divided into 2 parts. So that is our denominator. We write our fraction, numerator over denominator, 3 over 2. And is that improper or proper? That is an improper fraction because the numerator is larger than that denominator. Okay? Look at section 2. It says circle the improper fractions. 7/8. Proper or improper? That is proper. Leave it alone. 4/3. Proper or improper? Very good. That is improper. Circle it. 2 over 2 or 2/2. Proper or improper? That is improper. Circle it. 3/8. Leave it alone. That's a proper one. 4/9. Leave it alone. It's a proper one. 6/5. Go ahead and circle what that is an improper fraction. 5/9. Leave it alone. That's a proper one. And 5 over 5 or 5/5. Very good. That is improper. You're going to want to go ahead and circle that fraction. I want to go ahead and on section 3A, I want to do A and B with you really quick. So for A, we have 4 and 1/8 plus 9 and, oh my goodness, 9 and 1/8. 1/8, not 18. And then we have plus 6. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is add up our numerators. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 9 is 19, or our whole numbers, I'm sorry, is 19. All right, I'm going to write my denominator 8 and add my numerators together. 1 plus 1 is 2. So 19 and 2/8. But 2/8 can be reduced. We have to start reducing our fractions now. We no longer can leave fractions that should be reduced as our answer, okay? So to reduce our fraction, we will put our equal sign. We will bring our whole number over 19. And to reduce 2/8, can 2 go into 8? Can we multiply 2 by anything to get to 8? Yes, we can. So that will be our greatest common factor that we will divide by. 2 divided by 2 equals 1. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. So our fraction reduces to 19 and 1/4. Okay? And then letter B, we have 21 and 7/9 minus 9 and 4/9. First thing I'm going to do is subtract my whole numbers. I have a minus 9 is 2, so we have 12. I'm going to write my denominator, subtract my numerator. 7 minus 4 is 3. 12 and 3/9. But 3/9 can be reduced, so we have to reduce our fraction. We have to think, can we multiply 3 by anything and get to 9? 3, 6, 9. Yes, we can. So 3 will be our greatest common factor. So we have to rewrite our whole number, 12. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So our answer is 12 and 1/3. Okay? So that, my love, is your math. You need to go ahead and read your assignment post. This is just the video part of your math. Read your post to continue to do all the rest of your work, your math work for today. All right, baby? I love you, and do your best work.